this is the last video of this topic, and then we've got more trickier questions here. So you ready for it? Here we go. Right, so look at this one. This is the compound shape. So we've got a cone at the top, and then at the bottom we've got a hemisphere. So now find the total volume of the solid shape. So we need to find the volume of the shape. But here we've got some informations, right? That is the height of the cone, that's 10. Then volume of cone. Volume of cone is 270. So using the volume of cone, we can come up with the R, since R is missing, right? So always have a plan. First of all, we need to find the missing value R first, then we can figure out the total volume of the shape. Right, so the volume of cone is 1/3 pi R, H is 10, pi R squared times 10, and that this is going to be 270 pi, right? So now we are looking for R, so let's simplify it. Let's times 3 to remove the 1/3, so pi R squared, 10 pi R squared will be 270 pi. Now this time, you also remember to times 3, this part, the other part as well. That now, let's remove the pi. That now, let's divide by 10 as well. Then R squared will be 27 times 3. So, okay, so now that will be the inverse operation of scale will be root. So that if you calculate, it's going to be 81, right? So square root of 81. That is, if you factorizing, is 9 squared. So now we know that R is 9. So it was a long process, but we figured out that R. Then since R is 9, so using this information, now finally we need to find out our total volume of the shape. So let's have a plan. So total volume of the shape is finding the volume of the cone that we already have, that's 270. Then now we need to add up the volume of the hemisphere. So volume of hemisphere formula will be, you know that that's a half of the volume of the sphere. That's the 2/3 pi R cubed, right? Then now we know that R is 9, then 2/3 pi times 9 cubed. So 9 times 9 times 9. Then we can simplify it by 3. Then it will be 2/3 pi. That will be 6 times 81 pi. Then now that will be 486 pi. Will be answer. So now we come up with the volume of hemisphere, that's 486 pi. Make sure we need to add up together, right? Because we're looking for the volume of total shape. So now 270 pi plus 486 pi, the answer will be 756 pi. Make sure your unit is a cubic centimeters volume, right? So now we've got two shapes, that's a sphere and cylinder. And then here, the most important part of your question is this. The total surface area of a cylinder is twice the total surface of the sphere. So this is going to be quite challenging question. But first of all, just write down this sentence into simple versions. Surface area of the sphere times 2 will be surface area of the cylinder. Then now things are quite clear. How can you find the surface of a cylinder? Yes, right, we've got a 2 base plus the rectangle, so is 2 lots of pi R squared. So 2 lots of pi 3 squared plus that, you know the rectangle part is the 2 pi 3 times height, right? Let's simplify the expression. That will be 18 pi, and then now you've got a 6h pi. Then this is the 2 lots of the surface area of the sphere. So surface area is a 4 pi R cubed. So R is a 6 cubed. Then now make sure you've got 2 lots of it, so 2. Then, now that will be, if you calculate all of them, yes, 36 times 8 pi will be, so now let's simplify. Then now, if I were you, I'm going to directly divide these into the common factor because I can see the common factor clearly. That's the 6 pi. But if you got confused, if you find it tricky, then I'm going to just put one more step. So 6 pi is a common factor, so factorize it. 6 pi and then bracket and 3. I made a mistake here. It's supposed to be 3, not 3 pi. 3 plus h equals the 6 pi, then you've got a 6 times 8. Then now let's divide by 6 pi. Now you see, you understand it. That now, so it's not pi. I'm just remove it. Okay. Now we've got a 3 plus h is the same as a 48, right? So now h will be, if you taking away 3, that it will be 45. So now we find out the h, right? So height will be 45. So now we've got a missing value. Then now let's check our final goal. So from the statement we found out h is 45. Then final goal is we need to find the ratio of the volume of the sphere to volume of a cylinder. Let's compare the volume of these two shapes. First of all, volume of a sphere is, yes, volume of sphere to volume of cylinder. Then now, how can you find the volume of sphere? Yes, volume, say 4/3 pi cubed, right? R will be, yes, 6 cubed. Then now volume of cylinder is the pi, R is 3 squared, h is 45. Now we almost done. Now all we need to do is just simplify them. That now, let me just put them into the third. So now 6 times 6 times 6, 2. Then now this one is 9 times 4 is 9 pi times 4, 45. So now let's cancel by 3. Then now let's manage all these numbers. Now 8 pi times 36, 9 pi times 45. Since this is a ratio, so now let's try to cancel it by pi. Also any number we can cancel it. Okay, let's just divide by 3. Then we've got a 3 times 45. Then now this time let's divide by 3 again. So 8 times 2 times 2. It's just 45, yeah. Then now, is there any factors can you see? No, we can't see any common factors. So that's why, that's all, right? The 32 and then 45. So this is the ratio between the sphere and then cone. Right, so this is the last question. So now shape S is 1/4 of the sphere. Then they give you volume. So volume of the shape S is 576 pi. Then now we need to find out the surface area of it. Okay, so first of all, since we've got a volume, so how can you find the volume of the shape S? It's 1/4 of the volume of the sphere. So 1/4 times the volume of the sphere is just 4/3 pi cubed, right? Then now our missing value is R, right? So, but we've got a volume. So using this 576 pi, you need to come up with the R, value of R. Simplify, so 1/3 pi cubed will be 576 pi. That now, so we divide by pi, then R cubed will be 576 times 3, right? Yeah, that now, so now since inverse operation of the cube will be the cubic root, then now try to focus on this big number. Let's factorize these numbers. So first of all, I'm going to use a 4. That you've got a 144. Oh, simply 144 is the 12 squared, right? So now what I'm going to do here is 576 is the 12 squared times 4 times 3. Then we realize that 3 times 4 is 12 as well, right? So now we can come up with that big number will be 12 cubed. So now finally we know that R is a 12. So R equals 12. Then using the missing value, we need to come up with the surface area of the shape S. How can you find the surface area of the shape S? So first of all, we need to identify the area. So it has got two sections, right? The first bit, the first part, and then second part. Actually, obviously the same, the identical one, right? So we can put the first part and two lots of second part. That now first part is, as you can see, this is the 1/4 of the, yes, 1/4 of the surface area of the sphere, right? So 1/4 of the surface area of a sphere will be, surface area of a sphere is a 4 pi r squared, right? So 1/4 of it will be simply pi r squared, right? And then also the second part is, when you put them together, that's the same as a cross section, right? That is a pi r squared. So now you add them together, that is end up with 2 pi r squared. So all we need to do is just put 12 instead of r. So 2 times 12 squared pi, then answer will be 288 pi. Then here the question asking you to find out the answer is the 3 significant figure. Then if you use your calculator, then times pi, then your answer will be 904.77. Then 3 significant figure is, you want to have a 3 number, then next number you round up, then it end up with 905 square centimeter. So this is the end of the video. Then thank you for your focus, and I will see you with different topics. Bye bye.